Hi Gemini, welcome to Intuitive Garden Tarot. My name is Nicole and I'm going to be doing a reading for the month of November 2024. For a more personalized reading, please go to my website intuitivegardentarot.org and you can book a session with me there. Also, if you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to help my channel grow. And if you know anyone that might enjoy my videos, please like my videos and share with anyone that you feel like sharing with. Alright Gemini, let's see what we have for you to start. Ace of Swords, King of Cups, Seven of Cups. Okay. This card represents to me really reaching new heights in communication as well as understanding. It can even be about accessing or channeling information from higher realms. It's a really solid card, and it's a bit of a victory again around a communication, maybe marketing a business, or receiving information, sharing information. This is followed by the King of Cups, and he's known as the psychologist in the deck. The father figure who's very nurturing, loving, can be very balanced depending on how he's aspected, but that's generally how he's seen. I feel like there's one more thing that wants to come out. Yeah, he's really in a state of emotional flow. All right, next we have the Seven of Cups. And this is an interesting card about all these choices, things you might be wishing for or seeking. And the way it's depicted in this deck, with the upper triangle and the square on the bottom, it can be seen both ways because there's the darkness and the light and the peace dove in the center. So again, as it's playing off of this card a little bit, I said, he's generally known as being a balanced card. This is suggesting that there may or may not feel, you may or may not be feeling like you're having emotional balance or having a balanced experience. But back to the Seven of Cups and really getting the best out of this card, turning the shadows into light. It starts with connecting kind of our upper cosmic connection energy down into Earth. We can have a lot of dreams or wishes that just kind of stay up in the clouds or stay up in orbit and they never actually manifest if we don't have a way to kind of connect to our lower chakras, to Earth energy, to actually bring it into form. So this to me is a card of uniting upper and lower energies, meaning cosmic and earth energies. Once they're in balance, really we're full of choices and beautiful things in front of us, experiences that we can have and feelings we can have. When we're out of balance or more in our shadow side, that's when we feel dysfunction or toxicity or disconnection. It can even be a card when it's out of balance about feeling mentally imbalanced or mental health issues. So that being next to the King of Cups, I'm going to be really curious to see how that's all clarified underneath. So let's start clarifying with the Ace of Swords here. King of Wands. So he's a charismatic guy, and he has everything he needs. He's very confident. He's highly intuitive. He has a good sense of humor. And this is fire energy. So being a clarifier underneath the Ace of Swords, again, I'm wondering if some of you are connecting to energy messages, channeling from above, because again, this is highly intuitive and it's a solid card. Let's look further into the King of Cups and clarify that. Five of Cups. Okay, and as you can see, the figure is just really cloaked in these heavy feelings of grief, sadness, maybe even shame, loss. But we want to remember that there are these two huge cups behind this figure, full of transformation, light, and really beautiful love. But this figure isn't really tuned into that. These cups are behind this figure. They're looking at the loss right now. They're feeling that flow. So, being under the King of Cups, and I mentioned he's in a state of flow. That was the last thing that wanted to come out. I'm getting for you, Gemini, that this might be a good time of cleansing and really letting some blocked feelings or stuck feelings flow. When we deny them or skim over them, it can seem in the short term like a success, but of course when that energy is stuck there, it just holds us back from experiencing joy, pleasure, and other things that we seek in life. So if we allow the flow to happen, then we have a lightness in us that can receive all this transformation that's filling our cups. We're able to tune into that when we can let go. So if any of you have been feeling like some feelings are bubbling to the surface, and perhaps you're afraid of, what if I really let them go and I kind of lose myself, or I lose my grounding and I lose my mind? It doesn't have to be that way, as long as you have a solid connection to Earth. Because you, being an air sign, Gemini, you're very much in your thoughts and in your head. And even those who tap into intuition and who are highly intuitive, they can often be so connected to the higher realms that they're just less connected to Earth. And we need both to have that balance and to really have that joy and experience of what I would call heaven on Earth coming to fruition in your life now, not something to just experience when you die. We're meant to experience a full, joyful life here, and that includes facing our feelings and releasing what's holding us back. So, let's clarify the Seven of Cups. Let's see what else we can learn about that. The Hermit card. Perfect. So Hermit is also the Virgo card in the Major Arcana. Virgo, Gemini, is the other sign that's ruled by Mercury, like you. But it is suggesting that time alone is time well spent, whether it's by choice or not. Maybe life is giving you a lot of time alone right now, but that is where the light of your own wisdom and your own guidance can shine through. That's how you can connect with that. And since it's particularly clarifying the Seven of Cups card here, again, fear not some of those disconnects or shadow feelings or shadow sides of yourself. You have the wisdom to, one step at a time, get yourself onto a clear path that brings together what you know is such a cosmic possibility of joy, love, abundance, and oneness. I'm going to say just feeling connected to all. Ironically, we can find that sometimes inside ourselves or when we're alone. So if you aren't getting a lot of time alone, you might want to make sure you have some time to reflect and connect to your ancient wisdom that you have inside you. Okay, let's finish with a message from the garden. leadership, broccoli. Beautiful, Gemini. Well, right off the bat, that brings this card and this card into stronger focus for me. So this is a real success card. It's a card of victory around communication. And that can be how you communicate to yourself, how you talk to yourself internally or others. And really communicating from your highest self, from your best place. And this guy, the Hermit, sometimes called or considered an ascended master, can also be a way shower or someone who lights the way for others. So with this leadership energy that wants to come through for you, Gemini, as you balance out your own emotions, and they may be rocky at times, and let them flow, and really kind of integrate the shadow sides of yourself and what you perceive in the shadows in the world around you. Integrate that with your own light, with the light that's everywhere, all around us, and you will find peace in that, as well as it's not in vain. So whatever you may be struggling with this month or at this time is cultivating you into a leadership role, whether that's in your family, just leading yourself onto a better path, or the community or the global community at large. Everyone who's been very successful will share that the road to success is paved with failures. And that can feel like an emotional situation, can feel like a failure. Business situations, relationships, maybe being alone feels like a failure if you're not wanting to be alone in your life right now. But when we can see that everything has its purpose and we can bring it into a grounded perspective here on Earth, it's something that can help others. You might be able to help others who are stuck, or your own processing of your grief, or shedding some feelings that have been stuck, again, can lead the way for others who might not know how to get unstuck or unstick themselves. They might be struggling mentally or emotionally to be in balance. So I don't know about you, but if I'm going to seek guidance from somebody that I consider knowledgeable, wise, successful, it doesn't mean anything to me if they haven't had their own struggles and done their own work inside themselves. So as a leader, it's important to go through our vulnerabilities so that we can help others with theirs and show them that they can get through it too. So I hope that inspires you and helps you, Gemini. Anyone who's watching, let me know if this resonates in the comments. And again, if you'd like to book a more personalized reading, more specific and detailed for you, go to my website, intuitivegardentarot.org. Otherwise, I wish you a great month, Gemini, and I'll see you next time.